The dust has officially settled on the world's worst paced marathon ever. Now, good news though, I am now not walking like I've shat my pants, so we are making progress. However, I've had lots of questions. Am I sacking off running now that I've done the marathon? Am I gonna do another marathon? Del Boy's going to be pleased that I'm not going to be running anymore. Now, I'm going to answer the question, am I going to continue running? Absolutely. Will I do another marathon? Now, after the last one, I said, to be honest, I don't think I'll ever do a marathon again. Hey. Now the dust has settled, I've stopped crying about it. I think at some point I'm going to have to tackle my demons and go again.
No! God, please, no!
In the last video there were so many comments on the marathon vlog saying just like, you still absolutely smashed it, well done, blah blah blah. Some people be so happy with a 3:09, but when you set like the standards up here and you go for it, you want to hit that target, and unfortunately I didn't. I genuinely, there was people out there that said you weren't prepared as well and that you underestimated the distance of the marathon, and maybe I did, but I went into that having trained so hard. It was the hardest thing I'd ever trained for. Just like I was getting up early, smashing the sessions, and all of the whole plan I set at a 2:40 marathon pace. So all of the 3x5Ks, the 21k continuous run, I'd done at that 2:40 marathon pace, and my watch was also telling me you're good for a 2:45 marathon. What I didn't realise, the difference between a 2:45 and a 2:40 is huge in running. I just looked at it and I was like, it's only 5 minutes, it's not that much, but maybe I misjudged it and I got a lot of things wrong. Like, I think maybe I needed to be training harder. Like, my faster sessions I feel like should have been faster sometimes than marathon pace. I followed a plan that I got off ChatGPT, and looking back at it now, I feel like I needed to get comfortable running quicker than that pace, as opposed to just running at that pace all the time. So that, and on the day I got super nervous, didn't fuel properly before I had breakfast, like a small bowl of cereal 3 hours before the race, and then I was planning on having another bowl of cereal, but the nerves got to me. And then there was so many other things out on the run. I probably didn't nail the fueling quite as well as I had in training. And the last thing was just, I didn't do like a rehearsal of race day. I always started my run between 5 and 6, had a breakfast like 30 minutes before, and I think that was a big mistake. I should have done at least one session where I started at 8 o'clock, made sure I had my timings all night nailed so I knew how the body was going to feel. When will the next marathon be? I have no idea at the moment, because it was a bit anticlimactic, the one I'd done. It was that they put on a great event, but you know when you've seen these grand events of like London Marathon, New York Marathon, these big ones where there's crowds going mad and there's so much support and it looks absolutely amazing. You didn't really get that. I was running down the Thames towpath, dodging dogs, dodging walkers and people out looking at Hampton Court Palace, and I'm just cutting through the middle. And it felt a bit anticlimactic. Like the last sort of 400 metres, there was loads of people there cheering, celebrating, but that other 20 odd miles, it was quite lonely. And when I got distance from the group that I was in, there was a period where I was like just on my own for about an hour chugging along, and it didn't feel like I had all those people around me. So I want to find a marathon or get into one that like excites me and I feel will have that big participant and stuff like that, but they're really hard to get into. Am I still cycling? Absolutely. The plan is to juggle both. I thought, why be good at one, like put all my time into cycling and be slightly above average when I can be bang average at cycling and running. So that is the plan. And the reason why I fell in love with cycling is I wanted to make a video on this, but I didn't really know how to do it. It was on comparison is the thief of joy, whether it is comparing ourselves to the best in the world, the best in our country, the people we race against every week, or the people, or yourself, comparing against yourself what you could do in the past. It was something I massively struggled with. After becoming a dad, I chose to be more present with my family and stuff like that, rather than going out doing 4 or 5 hour bike rides at the weekend and just absolutely smashing the bike all the time. And I really struggled to not compare myself to the past, whether it was like the power I used to be able to do, the weight I was on the scales and stuff like that. It was really hard. And as well, comparing yourself to the people you used to race against, battle against, and being way ahead of you. And I sort of lost the love for cycling. I think this is like the starting point for me of just hitting the reset button. But I guess that's where this whole channel starts to branch out a little bit. I've made the running videos in the past, they flopped, and I had comments like, oh, let me know when you're gonna start cycling again and I'll start watching. Yeah, mate, all right, I'll text you and let you know when I'm going to start cycling. It's not that I'm not cycling, it's that I'm doing both. You can love 2 sports just as much, and I really love running at the moment. I still really love cycling, and I want to be able to try my best to juggle that and see what I do. I genuinely believe that with some more training and a future marathon where it's a bit more participants and stuff like that, I do think I can achieve a 2:40 marathon. People might think that's stupid after my last attempt, but I truly believe that I'm capable of that, and I want to bring you guys along. So today we're going to test the legs, so let's go run a 6 kilometre all out. Ouch. So race day kit check. We've got the decathlon socks, decathlon shorts, the Coros heart rate monitor and Coros watch, Fleet Crookham vest, and my New Balance shoes. It's the exact same thing I wore for the marathon. I'm not allowed to wear headphones for this event because I think that's part of the rules. So I'm going to have to listen to my own breath, which is lovely. But yeah, there's the kit. I don't have different kit for different running. I just run and try and run fast. It was time to go racing, and a little bit of footage of me doing like a warm-up practice lap. Sorry about that absolutely shocking footage I got, but my camera lady and daughter weren't able to make it as they were ill again. But this place had a big old hill, not good for Georgie boy, he doesn't like running hills. And the pace these guys run at is absolutely outrageous. You think the front of Park Run is fast. This is Park Run on EPO. I kid you not, these guys are running. You know when you're watching and you're like, that doesn't look too fast. They're running at sub 3 minutes kilometres, these front guys. They're basically professional athletes in my eyes. It was eye-opening watching these guys, and I was cacking my pants. But there's Greg, our first team runner, and he averaged 3:07 per kilometre for 6k. Mind is absolutely blown. I mean, you look at them and you're just like, they don't look like they're going that fast. But yeah, Greg put us in like 28th place, and then it was only downhill from there. I was going last, so you know, they were saving the worst till last, I guess. But yeah, the team put in an absolute performance, and then when it came to Georgie boy about to run, I tell you what, adrenaline hit and your boy went out hot. Nothing new there, so we were sitting in like 59th position at this point. I went out, absolutely blew my doors off in the first kilometre, held on for dear life, realised I had absolutely no legs, and it was a pain like no other. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap on a 6 kilometres of torture. If you could hear any in the background, this one is having a snack, and she's like her mother, likes to be very vocal when she's eating her food, blooming loud eaters. But yeah, it was absolutely killer. My legs and lungs were not ready to do 6 kilometres all out, but I gave it a good bash, and I think like I still averaged 3:32 per kilometre. Went out hot, standard procedure, tick that one off. But yeah, there's a couple of like milestones that I think I really need to hit in running before I have another go at a marathon. So like get a quicker 5k, quicker 10k, quicker half marathon, things like that, so that I'm more prepared for those higher speeds. But yeah, it's wicked fun getting out there trying a different sport. It's actually bricking it. The speed these guys are going at is just it's absolutely mind-boggling. Like I don't reckon I could probably do 1k at the pace they're doing, and they're holding it for 6k comfortably. It is wild. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little update. The marathon sub 3 hour, which is now actually, I'm gonna one day do a sub 240. I'm putting it out there. I will do it. When I set myself a goal, I hate failing. I failed, and I'm gonna make it happen. I just don't know when. But if you've got any suggestions on marathons that'd be good to do, hit me up in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video.